Hello everyone, Canberra here, and welcome back to another one season wonder. This, by about one vote, is Aberdeen FC in Scotland. So, Aberdeen have quite the history if we go to the club info. They have six, four since premierships titles, six, I believe that's the League Cup, seven Scottish Cups, one Cup Winners' Cup, one UEFA Super Cup, and 21 Aberdeenshire Cups, whatever the fuck they are. Yeah, I don't know what the Aberdeenshire Cup is. Most of their success in this competition, especially in the Premiership and the Scottish Cup, came in a very successful period during the 80s under a young English manager called young Scottish manager. Well, I don't believe I just called him English. A young Scottish manager called Alex Ferguson. He basically made Aberdeen a superpower in Scottish football. He won them, if I believe correctly, two Scottish League Cup, two Scottish titles on the bounce. He won three Scottish Cups, and he even won the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup in 1983. He guided, at least the UEFA Cup in the 80s. He guided Aberdeen to their most successful period before he went to England and did some stuff. Obviously, you all know who Alex Ferguson is, literally the most successful manager of all time. One of basically the greatest manager of all time. Not just saying that through bias. Anyway, modern Aberdeen have been, well, at one point they were generally considered like the third or fourth best team in Scotland, and then it's kind of just gone. Last season they absolutely tanked badly. This season they're not really doing much better. They've just sacked Jim Goodwin after an appalling run of results. In terms of their squad, a couple of important notes. Players like Bojan Miovski, who is at the moment their leading goal scorer. They have Liam Scales, learned from Celtic, who is an incredibly good player. I'm going to be using him as a ball-playing defender because I don't really have any other decent central defenders, and my key fullback is out. This is also before the January transfer update, so there's no Angus MacDonald, who's come from Swindon, and Anthony Stewart has not left for MK Dons yet. So hopefully I'll be able to get used to that, as he is pretty good. This will be my starting goalkeeper, Kelly Roos, because he's better than the other guy who's 30. Well, they're about level, but Joe Lewis is 34. Jeez, he has had a long career. Yeah. Other notable players are Vincenti Besugin, or Besugin, who can play on either wing and is going to be quite useful going forward. This tactic I'm playing, by the way, I'm not going to even hide it. This is like a pre-run for what I'm going to try and do in the Brentford series. Because I'm recording all this before I return the Brentford series. This is like recorded on the Wednesday. I'm currently in the middle of my fucking holiday, which is effectively so that I'm taking a break so I can record this fucking video. Basically. So if you all wonder what I was doing in the time where I said I wasn't going to upload a video, it's literally so I can record this. My experiences with the Lazio video, basically recording a large part of it in the space of 24 hours, about 2 days before it was due, was rather taxing. So I'm giving myself a little bit of time on this one. The other one as well, he's called Duck. The full name is, what's his information? Yeah, Luis Henrique Barros Lopez, or Duck, or Duke, this is for some reason called. Cape Verdean, can play on the wing, can play up front. They've got a good team, which, considering how actually decent their team is, in real life they should not be where they are. It's really quite surprising. I think in real life they've got an awful goal difference after several 4-0, 5-0 defeats to both Hearts and Hibernian, respectively. They've been absolutely smashed from pillar to fucking post, and it's kind of embarrassing. In terms of competitions, obviously we've got the Cinch Premiership, we've got the Scottish Cup, and we've got the Premier Sports Cup, which is basically the Scottish League Cup. A couple of the ones I'm looking to do well in, probably, now, for the goals, I'm going to set a dual goal, which is basically, I want to finish, if we look at the Premiership, the season preview, we're supposed to finish 5th. I want to finish 3rd. Basically be the best of the rest behind, obviously, Rangers and Celtic, the best teams in the country. In terms of this, I'd either like to also win either the League Cup or win the Scottish Cup. Scottish Cup especially, considering Aberdeen's performance in the Scottish Cup. Yeah. I would quite like to get in, like, Scottish Cup win would be great. Same with the Premier Sports Cup win. The League Cup win. So, we've got, but otherwise it's going to be finished 3rd in the Cinch Premiership. specifically finish third. Third in the Cinch Premiership, and either a Scottish Cup victory or Scottish League Cup victory. The rule is going to be a little bit funny, because I'm going to make it very specific. The rule is Scottish players only, so long as they're from England. Basically, I'm going to call it homecoming. The rule is homecoming. I'm only allowed to sign Scottish players from England. So that's going to be an absolute challenge. In terms of strengthening the squad, I have Connor Barron coming back after about 3 months. It's going to be difficult. But the more important one is I've got 4 weeks and 2 months on Jack McKenzie. So he's going to be the wing-back on defence when I come back. Otherwise, I might try and look at strengthening, getting another attacking mid in. And maybe another left-back. I don't have that much in the budget. I've got about 211 grand to spend, with the wage budget being 86 grand. I don't really want to sell anybody. There's nobody really courting any interest. The only thing you will see is that the next bit you're going to have is the end of July. Because it turns out you get thrown straight into the fucking deep end. I don't even have a friendly. The only friendly I had was against Dunfermline and it's got cancelled. So we've got the Scottish League Cup Group B. We've got Stirling. We've got Inverness Caledonian Thistle, which is like the best team in it. We've got East Fife, and we've got whoever the fuck Bucky are. The Highland League, which is, I think, the 4th division. Yeah. And then at the end of July, we have the beginning of the Scottish Premier League. And we've got Celtic. Good, that's going to be fun to start off with. As for the rest of the league, it should be alright. Obviously, we've only got like 3 games in November because of the fucking World Cup. Then we've got only 2 games in March. And then, yeah, because everything is like a round robin where you play each other 4 times, I think. Because it's a very, very small league. Yeah, there's only a 12-team league, so everybody plays each other 4 times. So, yeah, that's going to be quite fun. I think this will be quite interesting. Aberdeen, I think, have always been a presence in Scottish football. Alongside, I mean, usually always when you think of 4 Scottish teams, Celtic, Rangers, Hearts, and Aberdeen. And then everyone else, and maybe Hibernian at a stretch. So, yeah. Obviously, this is done. I wanted to wait till after the January patch for the January transfers, but that doesn't seem to have come in yet. So, we're going to do this one, and then maybe the next one I might wait until after the January update. So, anyway, you're going to see me at the end of July. Okay, it's the end of July. Just before we go into it, I would like to point out, I didn't realize that a lot of this team is actually in new now. So, pretty much most of the team has got here first year. So people like, Ramadani, Richardson, Scales, Miofsky, Carl Robert Stewart. I didn't actually realize that. A lot of the team is basically fresh in the, new in the door. Because you see their outs, people like Calvin Ramsey, Constantine, Devlin, Ferguson, they've all gone out this summer just gone, and everyone else in new they've had a complete redo. They've had 7 million out and 175k in, including the new signing I made. And I had to break my rule because that was an opportunity that was really, really too good to resist. That is bringing in Will Keane from Wigan. Yes, he's Irish. I mean, if you want to get technical, you could say that I brought a Gaelic player home. The Celts look up your ancient history around the Roman times and the migration from Ireland to Scotland. But, he is 3.5 stars. He's very, very good at this level. Obviously, came from Wigan for 65k. We're paying him 6k. We basically annihilated the bloody wage budget. I've had to put all of the remaining transfer budget into the wage, and we're still going over on committed because of dedications to youth players. Where, I might be pushing the boat out slightly. But, yes, we brought in Will Keane. And he's been okay. So the schedule, I mean, we'll talk about this later because this was painful. But we got through the entire Scottish League Cup group. Miofsky, Ramadani, and Swigen managed to get us wins against Bucky after they got a really stupid fucking equaliser as well. Nobody picked up a man, and he just basically tapped home from like 2 yards. We smashed 5, Wilkin getting his first goal for the club, and a hat-trick from Miofsky basically sealed it up by about 40 minutes. Inverness Caledonian Thistle was dispatched as well, Miofsky, Beswigen, and Leighton Clarkson, who managed to at least keep it decent after they basically got a goal back and they threatened the last... I think the last 10 minutes of the game was all Caledonian Thistle, And then Clarkson managed to score in the 93rd minute to make it look good again. And then this one was more difficult than you'd expect because I made a lot of changes and it showed, to be fair, which is a little bit concerning for depth. Which is another problem because Jayden Richardson is my only right back. And then now, hopefully, with Mackenzie coming back, I'll have an ex-spare left back. I might look at trying to migrate somebody over to the right back position. Dale Carrick got an immediate equaliser, which was rather awkward. And then Anthony Stewart had to get us a headed goal. This was really painful. Basically, they took the lead with Furuhashi and Startfelt within 20 minutes. And then, obviously, I couldn't play Liam Scales. He's not allowed to play against Celtic, so I had to play McCrory at centre-back. So I played a kind of a higher-up formation, the 4-3-2-1. So I played this. I played Ramadani and Dante Polvara in the central midfield road. I played McCrory at centre-back. And then I pushed further up. I ended up... These were the overall stats. They absolutely dominated us for like the entire game, but we had enough shots. Shaden Morris, when he came on, immediately managed to score to pull one back. Then the 84th minute, Duke managed to score. Or Barros scored and drew us level. And I was thinking, we're going to win. Then Turnbull played one through ball. Now, Furuhashi was stood in an offside position right up until the ball was played. Because as the ball was played, Stewart moved to block the ball. Naturally, he would. The goalkeeper was already exposed and all the Furuhashi had to do was tap home. Stewart missed his block. And Furuhashi scored. If Stewart hadn't moved to block the ball, Furuhashi would have been offside and we could have claimed a famous draw at Celtic Park. But Stewart tried to be the brave defender and block, and he fucked up. And it hurts. It hurts me in here. Anyway, for going to Celtic Park and narrowly losing 3-2 at the death, yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. We came back from 2-0 down as well. It was brilliant. And, yeah. So, we're going into August. We've got St Mirren, Motherwell, St Johnstone, Livingston. Then we've got St Johnstone again and the Scottish Cup League round. I mean, these are all winnable fixtures. The only one that might give us a little bit of a challenge is Motherwell. Other than that, we should be alright. Obviously, I brought in Will Keane. I'm going to look for bringing a lone right back because we don't have another right back in the squad, which is a huge fucking problem. If I could move somebody over, I could, but no one else. Bar maybe fucking I could retrain Hayden Coulson now that he's on loan from Middlesbrough, but he's barely playing left back well. Other than that, I'm going to have to see what I do. I've lost Marley Watkins for like 6 to 11 days. These guys are going to be a while. I think, yeah, Jack McKenzie is another week. But then he should just about make the next game against St Mirren. So anyway, I will see you guys at the end of August. And just very quickly, I think the season technically ends. Yeah, the season ends in April. So there won't be a May, so you got July instead of May. Anyway, see you at the end of August. Okay, it's September the 1st, and I might be stodgeballing the league. Let me explain. So we're going to go to the fixtures first. Aside from the very good Scottish League Cup second round 3-0 win over St Johnstone, we actually got dominated for a lot of the game, but we put in a really good defensive performance. Leighton Clarkson got 2, and then Duck at the end of the game. We literally launched one ball from Roos straight to Duck, who beat his man and then slotted home at the 94th minute just to seal it. But in the league, 1-0 with a Will Keane penalty, and then we basically didn't do much for the rest of the game. Motherwell, we got a 2-1 win at the death with Duck. St Johnstone, Leighton Clarkson 71st minute goal did us very much. I know in all of these games, by the way, we've had 10 shots or less. Aside from the Livingston game, we had 12. And then Bojan, the absolute apex was the Livingston game. Bojan Miovski scored after 2 minutes, and then nothing else happened for the entire game. I've achieved peak fucking... If anything, I call it peak Pulis ball, where you basically just hump the ball up to the fucking front 4, and literally do nothing else. We are literally, like, even though I've got, like, distribute to playmaker on, we aren't really doing anything else. And I don't. Oh, we're distributing to the fullbacks, aren't we? Because I play with 2 in the bottom. Although I'm going to try out this one for the next game, so we got Connor Barron back now, and he's supposed to be a very, very, very high-level player. So we're going to try out Connor Barron and Ross McCrory, and if it works out against Ross County, I'm going to start rotating McCrory and Yaibia Ramadani. Other than that, I think top scorer is obviously Bojan Miovski. He's been very good, actually, even if he only has 5 goals, 1 goal in the league. The main one who is scoring a lot of our goals in the league at the minute is Leighton Clarkson. Or not. Oh no, it was in the league. He scored in the league. Okay, so who's our leading scorer in the fucking cup then? In the league then? I've suddenly realised the goals against St Johnstone with the league cup. 1. Does everyone just have 1 fucking goal? 1-0. Although he does have 1 assist. Yeah, he's got. Yeah. So to put it bluntly. Oh no, Duck has 2. Yeah, we are literally we are literally stodging the league. We are over the wage budget. I had to basically wipe the wage budget just so I could make Wilkie the highest paid player at the club. We are literally third. We're actually exactly where I want to be, with a goal difference of 3. And then you've got Rangers with a goal difference of 14 and Celtic with a goal difference of 7. This is the reality of the Scottish League already, and we're only in fucking August. If this keeps up, I am literally going to have stodgeballed the fucking league. But 5 games, 5 wins is pretty good. Obviously, we had a good cup win, which is the most we've won a game by so far, outside of the 4-0 win against East Fife. All of this 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 2-1. The absolute peak stodgeball in full of I'm quite prepared to literally grind out the entire league. But we're going into September. We've only got 3 games. They're against Ross County, Hibernian, and fucking Rangers. The Rangers one will be very fun, I can imagine, especially because we're at home, we're at Pittodrie, so we're not going straight into facing them at the fucking Ibrox. That's for next month. We've got St Mirren in the Scottish League Cup quarter-final. If you go to that, I'm hoping that if we can get through to the semi-final, we will have Rangers and Celtic playing each other, and then I don't have to deal with that shit. So I'll be playing one of Hearts and Motherwell. Because if I have to go in against Celtic or Rangers, the jig's up. I will see you guys at the end of September, where I will have probably hopefully grinded out 3 more results, and we will still be in third. Anyway, see you then. Okay, it's the 30th of September, as I look at Anthony Ralston's profile for loan. So basically, the last time you saw me in this series, or this video, I had long hair, because that was recorded at the beginning of February. And it's now the beginning of March, because it's been an entire month, if you watched my video about me going missing. So, in terms of the actual month, the fixtures were basically pretty straight. Hang on. There we go. So, the fixtures for September were pretty straightforward. 3-0 win against Ross County. I keep saying Notts County. 3-0 win against Notts... fucking Christ. 3-0 win against Ross County, with goals from Bojan Miovski, Will Keane, and Duke. And then we lost 2-0 to Rangers. It was pretty... We were actually doing really, really well in the first half, and then we just completely lost the plot. I actually went attacking in the last 10 minutes just to salvage something, and it just didn't work out. Then we went and played the greatest game of all time against Hibernian at Easter Road. So they went ahead, Barron levelled, we gave away a penalty, and then in the first half we got the equaliser from Beswijan, and then he put us ahead at the restart, and then Wilkins sealed it. It was very, very end-to-end stuff. It was kind of crazy. So this is... Where are we? So we're in October now. We've got Kilmarnock, Dundee, St Mirren, Motherwell, and Rangers. It's kind of heavy. I'm going to start looking for a backup right back, because otherwise I'm going to have to retrain Coulson. Johnny Hayes is on the way out. He's going to Shamrock Rovers. He's only going for about 7,500, because they lowballed and basically unsettled him, and it was really annoying. Other than that, we're doing all right. Miovsi scoring goals, Wilkins scoring goals. Only 2 of these come to the league, I would say. So, I think a lot of I'm kind of looking over it, trying to see where most of the goals are coming from. I'd say either Duke or Wilkins got quite a few as well. But we've got a lot of goals coming round throughout the team, so the goals are spread out. We don't have one single source, which is not the worst thing in the world, but it is something I might have to try and rectify, because otherwise we're going to have a bit of an issue. I'm wondering if I might just simply start playing Duke up front rather than Miovski, because he seems to be the one that's got more attacking intent. So I'm going to look at in January looking at getting a backup right back, because otherwise Richardson's going to be running at the dirt. I can play Hayden Coulson there, but he's not convincing. I can try and retrain him, but I don't know if Middlesbrough will like that very much. We have 3 left backs, and we only have 1 right back, which is kind of weird. But some of that's on me. So yeah, I'm going to head into the end of October. So I will see you then. Okay, it's the end of October, and the results have been, well, I mean, they've been alright. So we got a very good win against Kilmarnock first. Conor Barron scored after 2 minutes. Will Keane, Vincent Basujan, and Shada Morris managed to get goals as well. We did concede one, unfortunately, so there goes the clean sheet bonus for everybody. But then they had a man sent off in the 95th minute, which didn't really count for much. We then got a decent win against Dundee, although it was helped by the fact they completely imploded. Milne scored a very unfortunate own goal because he was covering in for Anthony Stewart, who unfortunately did his knees in. But thankfully, Dundee lost the plot, gave away 2 penalties, and then Basujan stood up in the 94th. Then we had to battle to come back to win against St Mirren. Sure, St Mirren are in the relegation zone. I think they're now bottom of the SPL. So, of course, naturally, he was doing everything to throw us out of the cup against them. So they took the lead in the first half. We came back. Miofsky scored 2 goals. And then Duke managed to tie it up as well. But they were still threatening to go drag back 3-3. We then we weren't very good against Motherwell. We could have easily lost the game. But thankfully, Miofsky managed to get us out of trouble. But we weren't very great. And then we somehow went to Ibrox and got 2-2 draw. So we got an early penalty, or penalty right on the stroke of half-time through which Wilkie converted. Which I personally looking at, I don't think it was a penalty. Basically, Keane actually won it. He came through the defender. I swear the defender got the ball. But the ref didn't see it that way and gave us a penalty. Sakala managed to pull the equaliser. We went ahead again through Vincent Basujan. And the Tom Lawrence managed to equalise in the 70th minute. I think the last 20 minutes was them just peppering our goal. We managed to hang on for the win in the end. So, yeah. We did quite well, actually. So we are... Where are we in the table now? I haven't actually looked. So yeah, we're basically third, but the problem is a lot of distance started to open up between us and the top 2 now. And we are only 3 points ahead of Kilmarnock. We really need to get a result against Aberdeen in our next game to try and secure it. We are in the semi-final against Celtic. Now let me explain this. Because Livingston beat Rangers. So if we can get past Celtic in the January for the semi-final, which I believe that is when, yeah. So there we go, League Cup semi-final. If we can get past Celtic, we've got a big chance against Livingston or Hearts to actually win the League Cup, which we'll have to give it a real go. So in terms of the upcoming fixtures, we've got Hibernian, Livingston, and Dundee. Fairly straightforward. I mean, we can easily win all 3 of those, and we kind of need to. And then we've got the break for the World Cup, but you won't see me until like the end of November. Because we obviously have already started in the July, I'm probably going to do November and December as 2 separate months. So, where are we? In terms of the squad, we've got a little bit of an injury problem. Paul Vara's come back from injury. We lost Matt Kennedy for a while. Anthony Stewart keeps having fitness troubles. I think a lot of it is just simply because of the fact that we don't have that much squad depth. Like I said, I'm going to try and bring in another right back. I might see if I can get any other loans. Because with Johnny Hayes on the way out, we can probably fill one more space. So, yeah, in terms of, I think Miofsky has started to score more goals in the league now. He was at 1, he's now scored 3. I think our highest scorer in the league is still Will Keane, who's done very, very well. I know I broke my rule to sign him, but I mean, 7 goals in 12 games, that's pretty good return, actually. It's turning out to be a very good decision. Because he is very, very good. So, yeah. It's all been fine. I think, realistically, if we can get through November, get a couple of wins on the belt, and then have a really good December, we will be in a very, very strong position. But then December in itself is going to be a bit of a big run. So you see all the games. We've got 2 games almost back-to-back against Hearts. Hearts, Celtic, Hearts, St Mirren, Kilmarnock. But yeah, we'll get through to November 1st, so I will see you guys at the end of November. Okay, it is the 1st of December, where the World Cup has kicked off, and we don't play again until the 13th. So the fixtures were literally just 3 straight wins. 2-1 win against Hibernian. Fortunately, we lost Sweden to injury on the 95th minute, which was really fucking annoying. But goals from Miofsky and Basujan actually did help us get through, even though we conceded right before half-time to LU1. Then we battered Livingston 3-0. Massively helpful there, man sent off, but Will Keane got a perfect hat-trick. One with the left, one with the right, one with the head. So that was quite cool. But Will Keane was absolutely on fire in that game, and then we just battered fucking Dundee. With quite a weakened team as well. We got goals from Kennedy, Duke, and Roberts. So, we're going pretty good. World Cup's going swimmingly. So for December, we've got a double header against Hearts. We've got a game against Celtic, St Mirren, and Kilmarnock. I've just remembered the games against Celtic are going to be annoying, actually, because I can't play Liam Scales, because he's not allowed to play against his parent club. So, at the moment, our standout performer is Will Keane. Well, the Miofsky and Will Keane have both got 11 goals. The thing is that Will's got 10 of them in the fucking league. He's pretty much, I think he's close to being the league's top scorer. Yeah, we're in third. We're pretty much, we've got that same little gap between us, Rangers and Celtic. And then we've got a massive lead over fourth place Hibernian. I think in terms of the stats, if I go to let's go for Aberdeen player stats. Yeah, second top goal scorer behind Kaigo Furuhashi. So yeah, that's fair enough. In fact, Veswegian's on there as well. Joint fucking fifth, or seventh as it was, with 7. I think Miofsky has done alright, although I would like him to maybe score a few more in the league. Most of the goals he got were in the cup. He scored 4 in the league, 7 in the cup. So I really would like his league scoring form to be a bit better. But otherwise, can't complain too much. Duke's getting goals, Beswegian's getting goals, Wilkins got a lot of goals. Christian Ramirez now wants to leave because he won't get a work permit. Mostly because he's not going to fucking play. If I can at least get 40, 50k for him, that'd be great. He's got a couple of people swimming around him. I think it was Charlotte FC were interested at one point. We'll see if we can get rid of him in the January. So, yeah. That's going to be a thing. 8k in the transfer budget as well. We do have some wage available because obviously we've shifted Johnny Hayes. But that won't all go through until January. I think I'm starting to look good. I think if we can at least get a couple of wins over Hearts, and then we'll just mulligan the Celtic game, we can at least solidify, especially if we can get one win against Hearts over, we'll put some distance between us and them. And then we need to kind of at least win, definitely beat St Mirren and Kilmarnock. Because the sooner we can keep that bigger gap, we should be alright. And then, of course, we got Wraith Rovers in the 4th round of the Scottish Cup. I'm looking to really, this is the game that I'm focusing on. We should easily get wins against these two, and then we can start making a gap. Because, like I said, my main aim is to get 3rd in the SPL. So, anyway, I'm going to see you guys at the end of December. Okay, it is the end of December, and the results were frustrating. So we started off quite well, actually, with a good 2-0 win at Hearts at home. We ended up getting 2 goals right before half-time. We got Wilkine penalty and Bojan Miofsky scoring in the 46th minute. Then we faced Celtic, went about as well as you'd expect. It was kind of frustrating, actually, because we went 1-0 down after the first half. We got a leveller back almost immediately and thought, we might have a chance. Then we gave away a fucking shit penalty, and then Jota just rounded it off. We weren't actually that bad, but Jesus Christ, it wasn't particularly fun. Then we got another good win over Hearts, though, a little bit later on. Leighton Clarkson getting the goal in the 70th minute. It was good because we were keeping the distance with Hearts, and I thought all we've got to do is go get St Mirren, and then we can keep that good old, 12-point gap? Nope. Bullshit penalty and a literal 30-yard, thunderbolt from Eamon Brophy. We managed to get 1 goal back from Miofsky, and then the second half was literally us just peppering their fucking goal and getting nowhere, and it was really frustrating. It's been a while coming, because obviously in the Scottish League Cup quarterfinal we need extra time, but it seems to really want us to lose to St Mirren at some point. So there you go, you got your fucking loss to St Mirren. Have fun. And then we beat Kilmarnock. We scored after 8 minutes, and then a very late own goal kind of sealed it for us. In terms of the competitions, yeah, I mean, we're 13 points, because thankfully Hearts messed up when we beat Kilmarnock. We're 13 points ahead of Hearts in 3rd, so we pretty much almost got 3rd solidified. But we are 11 points behind Celtic, and we are 4 points behind Rangers. It must be so much fun being a fan of Scottish teams outside of the old firm in the Scottish League. Must have been incredibly fun when Rangers won there after they got liquidated. But, otherwise, we're on course to get this, where we want to be in 3rd. Obviously, we've got the Scottish Cup coming up this month for January, if I go to the schedule. We've also got our very important Scottish League Cup semi-final. I got to admit, I'm not too enthusiastic about it. I think it might be quite difficult. Obviously, we don't have Liam Scales, so I don't have my defensive pairing, who are now getting close to being able to form a perfect pair together. So Scales and Stewart are actually doing really good. Milne is out for a couple more days. He ended up getting a virus. But otherwise, this is pretty much my starting 11 now. We've got Mackenzie, Richardson, Stewart, Scales, Barron, Ramadani, occasionally switching with McCrory, Roberts, Keane, Biswegian, and Miofsky. So that's pretty much my set 11. Oh, and Roos in goal. But yeah, I pretty much got it exactly how I want to be. In terms of like competitions, obviously my main focus is the Scottish League Cup semi-final. If I can get through that, I've got a really good chance of winning it. Other than that, Scottish Cup I'd like to do well in, and obviously we are well on course to finish third. As for the rest of the schedule, it's pretty straightforward. Ross County, St Johnstone, Celtic, Wraith, and Hibernian. So aside from the Celtic game, we should make all of these are winnable. Really hope to win this one. I'm not doing a fucking going out to much lower opposition like the actual Aberdeen did. So, anyway, I will see you guys at the end of January. Okay, it is the end of January. And I beat Celtic in the Scottish League Cup semi-final. Somehow. We got a goal after 15 minutes. We defended like absolute mad until half-time. We continued to defend like mad. We got one breakaway, which we scored off. And then defended like mad for the rest of the game. Everybody bar Miofsky put in an absolutely amazing performance. We were definitely not the better team, but we got very, very lucky. We also got good 2-0 win over Ross County with two goals from Vincent Sweden. We scraped a win against St Johnstone. We kept hammering their goal, but it just would not go in the net until Matty Kennedy sneaked one in at the death, which was very, very useful. We then beat Wraith in extra time after this League Cup semi, which Will Keane had to dig us out in injury time. I played a second string side, and just no one could actually hit the fucking target. It was kind of stupid. Shout out to Duke for dropping a 6.1 and being absolutely ineffective as shit. And then we got battered by Hibernian. Unfortunately, we went up to Easter Road and just got absolutely dominated the entire game and just shit kicked out of us. So that was relatively frustrating. I absolutely read them the riot act after that. I was not happy with them. So, as terms of the competitions, we are still 13 points ahead of fourth, but we're definitely not winning the title. I think that shit belongs to Celtic. But we're probably not going to catch Rangers either. We are basically stuck in third, which is the kind of the goal that I was aiming because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get any higher. So we've got the fifth round against Airdrie United in the Scottish Cup. And we also next month have the Premier Sports Cup or the League Cup final against Hearts. So that will be a good challenge. In terms of transfers, I have brought in somebody else. I've brought Matt Olasunde in to cover for Jaden Richardson. He's actually slightly better than Jaden Richardson, but I can deal with that. He will probably alternate. I will probably alternate between the two. He's done quite well in his first couple of games. It's actually the second time I signed him on full Manger. I signed him last year during my Werder Bremen save. And I barely played him, and then I sold him off 2 seasons later. I've got to get through transfer deadline day. I'm going to try and shift off Christian Ramirez. I'm not happy about that. If Conor Barron goes to Fulham, I want 950k or fuck off. It's that simple. Hayden Coulson will not be going to MK Dons either. I'm pretty sure Hayden Coulson's on loan. Yeah, he is. Okay, that's out of my control. He's on loan from Middlesbrough, so if he goes there, that's out of my control. I'm going to have to scrape around for a left back. I'm not going to get any money out of that. That's going to be a problem. Because Christ, I've only just solved the fullback issue. Anyway. So I will see you guys at the end of February, where we'll have obviously played the League Cup final. We'll have played the Scottish Fifth Cup fifth round. We've also got St Mirren, Motherwell, Livingston, and Celtic again at Celtic Park. Probably going to get the shit kicked out of us again. They'll be wanting some vengeance after that Scottish League Cup embarrassment. Anyway, I will see you guys at the end of February. It's March 1st, and I did it. I won the Scottish League Cup. I beat Hearts 2-0 in the final, and it's amazing that I did, considering I have lost Vincente Biswegian for the rest of the season. He sprained his knee ligaments jumping for a ball on the 14th of February, so no love on Valentine's Day apparently, and he said he was going to be out for 6-7 weeks. So I've lost him until like the end of April. So he'll be back for the final game of the season, but that's about fucking it. So in terms of the rest of the results, I mean, it was pretty straightforward. We got a good 1-0 win against St. Mirren. We scored early through Bojan Miovski and basically controlled the game. We were 2-0 down at halftime against Motherwell. I literally told them to get their fucking act together. And then Miovski got a brace, and then Matty Kennedy scored at the death to win us the game. Then we went up against Livingston. We ended up with a Miovski hat-trick and an early goal from Dante Polvara. Got us a 4-1 win. It was kind of annoying to concede, but you can't get everything you want out of life. And then we faced Airdrie. They were League One. We kind of rode over them. Connor Barron got the early goal, and then Duke scored 2. Got us through the game. Then we lost Beswegian to injury, literally right after that. Because of course we did. We got battered against Celtic. Unfortunately, we were 4-0 down by the time Anthony Stewart got us a consolation header, which was not fun. But we were at Celtic Park, so it's whatever it is. Rangers also got beat by Livingston for like the third time this season. That was quite funny, so it kept us in second for the moment. And then we beat Hearts. It was goals from Stewart and Bojan Miovski. Miovski has actually started scoring goals now. He's 13 and 27 in the league. 21 overall. He is our top scorer by a mile. Will Keane is still probably the highest performing player, but at this point, Miovski and Beswegian are our best players. Which is really frustrating that Beswegian is currently injured. He was on 24 for 10, 4 assists, 3 player of the matches. Basically one of our best players. And I have lost him for effectively the rest of the season. Other than that, I mean, I think we're doing quite good. Olo Sunday's coming in and done a job. I'll probably switch him up Jaden Richardson for this game. Mackenzie and Hayden Coulson are now being able to rotate between the two of them, which is actually pretty decent. Kennedy's getting better. He's still not completely there. I'm just having a little bit of trouble on this right wing. Because Calvin Roberts is inconsistent. Duke does a job, but he doesn't really play the inverted winger role very well. And both Shaden Morris and Ryan Duncan are way too young. Other than that, it's switching between Ramadani and McCrory, and then Barron and Polvara. So I've kind of got the situation I want. I'm starting Duke for the game against Dundee United. It's one of only 3, because obviously there's another international break. So you have Dundee United, Hibernian and Scottish Cup quarter-final, and then we got Hearts. Interestingly, for the quarter-final, in the 5th round, they put Celtic and Rangers against each other. So that's one of the big 2 gone out. I don't mind losing to Hibs. I'm really not bothered, but I would like to win it. I'd at least like to reach semi-final. If we can dodge Celtic, we've got a massive chance of reaching another final. Getting a cup double would be hilarious, considering I want to just win a cup. And then we're currently 14 points ahead of Hearts. Certainly if we can beat Hearts in the April, at the end of this month even, we've basically secured 3rd. Because after that, there's only 4 games and 12 points left to play for. So we've got a huge chance to achieve all of our goals and then some. Anyway, I will see you guys at the end of March. Okay, it's the end of March, and it went a little bit better than expected, actually. So, we beat Dundee United 3-0, as you would expect. So 2 goals from Duke and a goal from Will Keane. Managed to get us the victory we needed. So that was very helpful, especially because Hearts actually lost their game that week, so gave us a huge 17-point gap. Then we went up against Hibernian, and we crushed them 4-1. Which was surprising, because we've had issues at Easter Road, and I thought we might end up with another defeat. So we got an early goal from Will Keane, who then ended up doing his fucking ligaments. Out for 3 weeks after that. Thankfully, it was an international break. So Miovski made it 2-0. They got 1 back with 7 minutes from time. And for the next 3-4 minutes, it looked like they might get another one. Then Miovski and Matty Kennedy managed to score an extra 2 in added time to really fucking hammer it home. So we ended up completely crushing Hibernian. What's even better is that Hearts beat Celtic. So now we're facing a semi-final with Dundee United, who we've already beaten multiple times over multiple scorelines so far this season. And we're potentially setting up another final with Hearts, because they are playing Inverness Caledonian Thistle in the Cinch Championship. We might end up playing Inverness, but I highly doubt it, to be honest. And then we went and drew 1-1 with Hearts. We got the early goal from Leighton Clarkson, and then they kind of played us a bit off the pitch in the last 5 minutes after they equalised. I was quite worried we were going to lose. Miovski played so badly I had to drag him off after about an hour. He was at 5.9. He did literally nothing all game. They completely froze him out. But we got the draw, and because we got the draw, we have now completely cemented 3rd place. We are 17 points ahead with 12 points left to play for. So I could literally just throw every single other game and focus on the Scottish Cup. But I'm not really going to do that. So I've got my goal. We finished third. We've already won one trophy. I've got the chance to win another, basically. I would at least want to reach the final of the Scottish Cup. If I do a cup double here, I mean, that'd probably be my most successful one-season wonder to date. Bojan Miovski is still an absolute scoring machine. He's got 13 in the league, 10 in the cup, 23 goals overall. 4 on international duty, which is pretty good. Give him credit for that. Will Keane's still banging him home. He's been pretty good. He's basically great. He's been a great signing. 13 goals from Miovski, 12 goals from Will Keane, 10 goals, I think, from Beswijan. And then even Duke's getting in on the action now. If I can find Duke. But yeah, I call him Duke because if I end up calling him Duck, it's going to be awkward. Oh, there he is. I have to put him back in the subs bench. Yeah, he's got 6 goals in the league, but he's got another 4 in the cup. So he's got 10 goals overall. We're actually, we are scoring goals, basically, at this point. So, our next game is against St. Johnstone. It's literally St. Johnstone, Killy, Ross County, and Rangers. So, 3 easily winnable games, and then just doing whatever against Rangers. At this point, they're already 5 points ahead. Yeah, 4 points ahead of us. Celtic are 10 points ahead of that. So Celtic at this point have basically won the title. Rangers probably going to get second. So we are Aberdeen are the best of the rest. Because it will take an entire generation, possibly multiple, to overtake the amount of money that Rangers and Celtic have. So, what can you do? We can still go for a cup double as well. So I'd say that's pretty good. So, I'm assuming the Scottish Cup final will be on the May time. So you'll see me either at the end of April, where unfortunately I lost the semi-final, not likely, or you will see me at the end of May, where the final's been played, even. Anyway, I'll see you then. It's the end of April, and I forgot how the Scottish League works. Yay! But seriously, though, I totally forgot that there is a championship phase after the regular season finishes. Almost like I don't watch Scottish football at all. And did literally fuck all research, which is fun. We've got 0-0. We ended up on 0-0 draw against St. Johnstone. They just sat deep after the red card, and we just couldn't break them down whatsoever. We got a 2-1 win against Kilmarnock. Miovski getting a double to dig us out of a hole after Doyle scored an early one. 0-0 draw against Ross County was pretty much the same thing as St. Johnstone. They just sat 11 men behind the ball and just did nothing all game. And we couldn't break them down. And then we got a 2-1 loss against Rangers. It was fucking Rangers. They scored after 80 minutes. Honestly, I set tactics, set formation, just simmed the game. Apparently, they went 2-0 up, and then we got one back through Will Keane. And then we won the Scottish Cup semi-final with a 6-minute goal brace from Bojan Miovski, who, at this point, is really coming into his own. So basically, we are not only in the Scottish Cup final against Hearts, as I said we will be, but we also have the Championship group phase. So we got Hearts, Celtic, Hibernian, Livingston, Rangers. So that's going to be very fun. We're away against Hearts, home against Celtic, away against Hibernian, away against Livingston, and home against Rangers. Honestly, I'm pretty sure we could lose every single one of those games and we'd still be far ahead of them. Because we're 17 points ahead still. So that's only 5 games, that's only 15 points. We'll still finish third. Just we have a really weird chance that, say, if we won every single game, we get second. I don't think we get first. But we won't get first. We'll certainly get second. It's mostly just going to be about Celtic and Rangers battling it out. And then Livingston and Hibernian fighting over the last spot. So, yeah, it's all very funny. The big kind of kicker is that, we've only got 2 home games. They're both against the first and second in the league. Every single other game is away. So that's going to be fun. But otherwise, we've then got Hearts, Scottish Cup final, 3rd of June. I'm going to have to come back at the end of June then. That's kind of awkward. I talk the whole fucking system bigging up. The league season finishes in April. I totally forgot how it fucking works. Which is kind of probably should know how that works considering some of the series I'm planning. Anyway. Oops. I will see you guys at the end of June. Okay, it is the end of the season, this time for realsies. And I won the Scottish Cup. It was a damn close thing. We got all the way to the final. We beat Hearts 3-2. We were 3-0 up by about, 50 minutes. After goals from Miovski, Keane, and Kennedy. And then we almost threw that shit away. As a side note, both Scales and All of Sunday are now banned for the first leg of the Scottish Cup because they fucking both got booked. As for the rest of the season, it went about as well as you'd expect. It went, well, actually, no, correction. It went better than expected. We beat Hearts with a 12th minute goal from Vincent Baswijed. We then got absolutely sieged by Hearts for like the remaining 70 plus minutes, which include a very heroic performance from Kel Roos and several others. Got a lot of bookings. We got like 4 bookings. I think one more and we would have got fined. We then got a surprisingly good 1-1 draw with Celtic. Miofsky gave us the lead, and eventually we got broken down in the second half, but we didn't concede after that. We massively lived on edge, and I think we probably should have lost, but we didn't. We then got beat 1-0 by Hibernian. They scored after 14 minutes. We had like 15 shots, 8 on target, but couldn't convert. To be fair, their goalkeeper and defence was very, very good. We then drew 0-0 with Livingston. Their goalkeeper made 12 saves and basically stonewalled us. If you wonder why Joe Lewis is playing, fucking Kel Roos got injured before the Celtic game. I put Joe Lewis in, and I totally forgot to change him out for like the rest of the games until the final. And then we beat Rangers 2-0 somehow. We got 2 goals in 3 minutes from Bojan Miofsky and never looked back. We were actually we kind of dominated them. We were very, very good. You see all the 7.0s and 7.0 plus. We were very good in that game. We completely kind of dominated them. But by that point, they don't, literally the first day of the Premier Championship group, we beat Hearts 1-0, Celtic smashed Hibernian 5-0 and basically won the title. So by the end of the Championship group, the title is already over. So Aberdeen now have, especially with the Cup win, Aberdeen now have, that's the relegation playoff. See St Mirren are doing well. Aberdeen now have UEFA Europa League. Hearts and Hibernian both have Conference League. Aberdeen have Europa League, and then everybody else has Champions League. But we've absolutely smashed the goals. We finished 3rd in the table. We've won the Cup double of the League Cup and the Scottish Cup, which is incredible. Bojan Miofsky, by the way, was like the 3rd highest scorer in the league with 18 goals. Overall for the club, he got 31. So if we go to the club, and he's still not wanted by anybody. Though Yaiba Ramadani is wanted by Leganés. Jack McKenzie is wanted by Motherwell. Well, we can't have him. Matt Olasunde is wanted by St Johnstone, but that's end of contract. If I was doing another season, I'd offer him a contract as well, but I'm not doing another season. We're not doing the end of season as well. Milne is wanted by Dunfermline on loan, and other than that, nobody's really wanted. So, yeah. Aside from people who are wanted on loan, Christian Ramirez left the club by mutual consent. I don't really fucking care. And then we've had a couple of other people leave, but otherwise you've got Marley Watkins there. He's probably going to be, who would be shifted on. McLennan shifted on. Shaden Morris can probably stay another season, but will go out on loan. Probably to a side in England. Then I'd probably look to strengthen, probably bring in the secondary attackers, which will allow me to play Duke on the side, on the wings. Bring in probably one more CDM, and then look at bringing in another left back. But I try and make sure they're pretty good quality. Then I try and push further up the table to get... Probably try and get second. Try and see how well we do in Europe as well. But that right there is a fantastic result. It's probably... I'd say definitely this is probably the most successful one-season wonder I've done so far. Bar doing Blackburn getting promoted. But even then I didn't win the title, so that was still sort of a failure. So yeah, I think that's basically the most successful one I've done. There will be another one-season wonder at some point. I want to bring a new series first, and then start another one-season wonder. I've got a couple of ideas. I'm deciding between 2. I might put it down to another vote. If you guys have anything you want to see, let me know. Probably the next team will be European again for one-season wonder, then I might try and do outside of Europe. Like the new series I want to bring will be outside of Europe. And it's a league that's actually only just started, so it's sort of bringing in with a timescale. So yeah, there's a lot of different things I want to do. There's a lot of things in the air. Because I'm back now. I can focus on this, because I really enjoy FM, and I'm obviously full-time committed to being an FM YouTube now. So it'd be helpful if I actually uploaded FM videos. I still want to bring some 40k stuff, but this is a long way away. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this, feel free to leave a like. If you want to see more, you can always subscribe. I've been Canberra Run, and thank you for watching.